Okay, I just went to a different Dollar Tree, and I did a video after that, but then there was some weird traffic stuff, and it was people needed to be turning. That one of them said he was going to, had turning signal to go the other way, like right in front of me. Then he decided to go the other way, so I had to wait for him. The woman behind him, she didn't have a blinker on, and she really couldn't go straight there, so... And she's waving at me to go, so I go, and there's a little curve right there. So, yeah. Oh, it was like, okay, come on now. Seriously? Have people forgotten how to drive? Well, yeah, maybe. Actually, I think that's this one right next to me. Could be. Or maybe not. I don't know. But, yeah, it does seem like some people have forgotten how to drive. I know when I first started driving, it wasn't that I forgot how to drive. We know that that's not it. But the little bitty things that were autopilot before, well, speaking of autopilot, mine does move on its own sometimes. It's one of those really, really smart ones that it keep me centered, like around any curves, any kind of curve, seriously. It'll center me, and just the other day I found out that it also does it, like in my neighborhood when too many people park too close, and there's only one little lane to go through the middle of, by their homes, instead of, like parking in their garage. Yeah, they're going to park on the street, and it makes it very narrow to go through. Well, my SUV drives it through. Keeps me centered. Seriously, I just found that out the other day. I only have 4,300 miles on this, and bought it new 2 years ago. Yeah, so I haven't driven it much because of what was going on, And I was one who had to stay home, stay safe until I got fullied. As I call it, fullied. And that, I know it's not foolproof, but yeah, anyway. Boy, there's so much traffic today. I don't get it. I don't understand why. Okay, so I stopped to get some stuff at Taco Bell. Hopefully it's good. I've actually gone not to that location, but one of them, out of all of them, just one. Okay, just one, and it was bad. Put it that way. Okay, but overall, all these years, all my life, Taco Bell's been pretty good. But I don't go there very much. I really don't. I mean, I'm talking maybe once every few years. I can't be an expert on it. And anyway, the traffic was so bad. We're both going and coming back from that store. And so I just pulled off, and I knew there was a taco place there. I've been there before, and it's right at lunchtime. And so I got some, hopefully it's okay. And I'll talk about any place, not that one. Like I said, I hardly ever go there, so I don't really know. I go to any of them. Hardly ever, like I said. So I'm not complaining about that place, but it is to a point where one of the things I've noticed is that in my little world, in my experiences, and at those times, it could be flukes every time, just coincidences. But it's kind of like you're not sure what you're going to get when you get home. Not that they give you the wrong stuff. It's more like it's not the same size it used to be. It's much smaller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you have to question, where is the beef? Remember that? Or maybe it's not even beef. Maybe it's even fish. Like, I like to get those two fish patties, because they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller to where it feels like it's just one when you get two. That happened to us the other day. And then after that, we went to a different place another day. Well, it was just a couple of days ago. And it was something they advertised on TV. And he said, "Is this really it?" When we got home, he took it out of the bag. I'm like, what? It was so tiny. Like, would fit in my palm of my hand. Okay, the whole palm of my hand. Well, the whole part of that hand. And my hands aren't that big. But I was like, oh my goodness, that looks nothing as usual. Like they did put it on TV, but this was like weigh nothing. And he had said, I don't want to do that because it's going to be one of these really thin hamburgers, really big, thin patties. It was a double, it was like that double patty was more like, they had two of them on there. It was more like the size of one usually is. And it was small, and it just go on. Go on. It's like you don't know what you're going to get anymore, I don't. Maybe you do, but no, it's not consistent anymore. And it's the price is like some things like barbecue before 2020, and they were kind of high, but since 2020, since I've been able to actually go out and get stuff, more recent, prices are out of this world, like double much, close to double. So, price gouging, and then you're going to have this shortage. One place we went to, it was kind of scary too. Both of us thought there was one young woman. They've been having advertisements saying that they couldn't open until noon, between noon and like 4 or noon and 5, because they were short-handed and all this stuff. And that whole area there, that was we'd seen, well, at least 2 or 3 places, I don't know, that they were just short-handed. And well, one time we went there and they finally had opened back, to where when we went there it was open, but there was a guy working in it. He was wearing a tank top, the white tank tops. I don't call them that other name. That's disgusting. And to call them that, to me, in my view. And he had on a backpack, and he was bagging the stuff up. Had on a backpack with something that looked really long hanging off of it. Yeah, and he was really, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but he was, like it's a bad thing because to each their own, but he had his, like, tattoos were like scary ones, And some people have nice tattoos, but these were scary. And I used to know a guy who was sleeved, and he got him in prison. Okay, yeah. So he told me that his ex-girlfriend had said he had 226 tattoos. So yeah, he's no longer on this planet. But anyway, this guy looked scary. His hair was like greasy, and it was somebody else who, it was a young woman who took our order. Well, he brought it out finally, when it finally was ready. Not brought it out, but brought it to the window, drive-through, and grungy, and he had on this look on his face like a, narcissistic smirk, some would call it. Oh my goodness, scary, scary. He just looked scary. You're really young and scary. And Ann and I both mentioned it yesterday or the day before, and both agree that he seemed like he must have been her boyfriend, and she was just getting him to help her out because there was no other employees apparently back there. But I don't care, grungy, people. Ugh. We were both grossed out when it happened. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up.